Hey everyone, we're back with another Talk With Maynard Podcast. The Talk With Maynard Podcast is about motivation, awareness, disabilities, world problems, and cars. I'm Cody.
And I'm Scott.
And we're back.
This week's podcast, we'll be discussing our bucket list.
These are the things we always dreamed of doing, but have never gotten to do. Hopefully we get to experience these things someday.
So let's get to the discussion, to the podcast.
Okay, let's get started with this discussion. I'll let Daddy go first.
Ooh, and I was going to let you go first because I know your list is longer than mine, but that's okay.
We'll do one.
We're going to
you'll
take
do
turns.
you'll do like one thing. I'll probably end up doing like three.
Yeah, well, if it's something you have on your list, and we'll discuss it if not. But so I'm going to go. I don't have mine in any necessary particular order,
Me neither.
but I'm just going to go with the first thing I put on my list, and it's so generic. It's not even funny, but Grand Canyon.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I mean, I'd actually like to make that trip and see it. You know, you see the pictures. We've never been out west like that. I would actually like to go and just see it. I don't know exactly where. I know there's so many parts of it, and it's so big. But yeah, I would actually like to see the Grand Canyon. It's one of the few things in the U.S. that I would like to see before I die.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't have very many things that aren't car related. That's just how much of a car person I am. But I will go ahead and say what my first thing is. And I got descriptions from some of the websites I found these these things from. Just to give you a little thing. A little thing. That's really descriptive. So my first thing on my list is CES. It's a Consumer Electronics Show. And this is what it says. It says CES is the world's gathering place for all those who thrive on the business of consumer technologies. It has served as a proving ground for innovators and breakthrough technologies for 50 years. The global stage where next-generation innovations are introduced to the marketplace. So I really wanted to see what CES is. I just found out about it this year, and it's kind of like a New York Auto Show or whatever, except it's for technology, and it's where all the big technology companies bring their new and upcoming technology for the year and for the future. And I really want to check it out.
And I was going to say, on kind of a side note, that you have that. I mean, you've always been into gadgets and stuff, but you've been watching more of these YouTubers and the unbox videos and these guys that review new phones and new computers and tablets and everything out there. And so I've noticed, obviously, you've gotten more and more into that. Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
It makes sense.
And yeah, I found out about this through several of the YouTubers I watched. And it is held in Las Vegas. So that's all the information on my first one.
Cool. Well, all right, back to my next one. And it's another one of those obvious Homer, I don't know what you want to call it, but Mount Rushmore. And we nearly went there a couple times because we have gone to Minnesota many times over the summers, visit family up there, and Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota, so it is a few hours away from where we go. It's not like it's just right there, but you're driving 20 hours already, so detour to Mount Rushmore. But anyway, it's one of those things you see, and I just like to see in person someday.
And I really like both those places. I want to see them both. The only reason why they didn't end up on my list is I feel like that's a place I'll be likely to go one day. Yeah. I think, well, of course, you're how old and you've never been?
I've never been there, so
I guess,
it's probably obtainable, but we've never done it. And anyway, two places in the U.S. I'd like to see.
My next place is another event. It's an automotive event. Most of the stuff on this list is going to be. And it's focused around off-roading. It's called King of the Hammers. And I have a little write-up here, too. I have a write-up pretty much all these, and I'll read them to you. King of the Hammers, this is a description about it. King of the Hammers comes to Johnson Valley, California every year and draws thousands of off-road fans into the barren desert for multiple days. Think of it as the super burning off-road world stock cup man bowl for vehicles that play in the dirt. The King of the Hammers race, held on Friday of Hammers Week, is lauded as the toughest one-day race on the planet, and is as much a testament to driver perseverance and vehicle fortitude. Activity during the King of the Hammers Week is centered around a locust affectionately dubbed, I don't know what locust means in that, locust affectionately dubbed Hammertown, USA. This is a city of sorts with named streets, tents, off-road vendors, a center fire pit, a main stage, and surrounding Hammertown is what they call the suburbs, which is where race spectators and off-road enthusiasts camp for 10 days. For 10 days to up to 2 weeks leading up to the event. So, I watched it on YouTube and they've done the King of the Hammers. King of the Hammers is the most insane race you'll ever seen. It's designed to be the toughest race in the world. These vehicles have to be able to race Baja style, off-road, off the beaten path. They have to be able to race rally style. They have to be able to rock crawl. So these vehicles have to be able to do everything. And only a few people ever finish the race every year. And that's held in Johnson Valley, California.
Cool. That would be pretty awesome. I don't have it on my list, but we've seen the videos and it does look intense.
Because one minute they'll be doing 120 miles an hour over sand, and the next minute they'll be doing crawling speed over rocks the size of the vehicle they're driving.
Well, my next item you might have on your list, because we know we're going to have some overlap here. I don't know. And my next one's kind of an and/or thing. Like to do one or the other.
Yeah.
Both would be really cool, but anyway, on my list here, my next thing or things is like a Route 66 road trip. Like take the whole thing from Chicago to San Francisco or San Diego, wherever it ends up. Drive the whole thing, or maybe go on the hot rod power tour.
That one's on here.
You got a power tour.
And I even got a little description. Like I said, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You need to fill the dead silence, Dagan.
Okay. Well, we've driven a little part of Route 66 through Oklahoma. But, it's the old, before the interstates, the old highway, the thoroughfare. It's still, some parts of it are gone. A lot of parts of it are there. I-40 kind of took up a lot of it. But like to get in the Ugly Betty and, take that trip. And
I got
power tour would be neat, at least part of it.
And I got this little write-up about it. And I really want to do power tour. And this is about this year's power tour. And they're rescheduling things and maybe canceling it. But this is what it says: the 26th Hot Rod Power Tour presented by Chevrolet Performance will continue in 2020 with exciting new features for auto enthusiasts worldwide, as a highly anticipated 7-day, 7-city journey is expected to bring together more than 6,000 vehicles and 100,000 plus spectators, making this event the largest traveling car show in the world. So it's
that would
huge.
Be cool. I've seen videos, I've seen pictures, and you can drive the whole thing, or you can just pick up, where if it gets close to you, or whatever. And it came through Texas a few years ago. It was over in Taylor and stuff, close to us.
It was close, and we didn't even get the chance to go watch
it
pass through.
Didn't even see it pass through.
How do we do that?
I don't know. We just always miss stuff like that. But I guess it's your turn. You have a longer list than I do, so that takes off one of yours.
My next one is the SEMA Show in Las Vegas.
So I have that one too. It's an overlap.
SEMA stands for Specialty Equipment Market Association Show, and this is a little write-up I got here. It says the SEMA Show is the premier automotive specialty products trade event in the world, segmented into 12 sections with over 2,400 exhibitors and a new product showcase featuring nearly 3,000 newly introduced parts, tools, and components.
If you're into cars at all, you've probably seen videos about SEMA. I think it's just gotten bigger and bigger. All these big builders that you'll see on TV, and some of them that you don't. They'll build cars just to take to SEMA, just to show off what they do.
And they make it sound like anytime you read information about SEMA, that's about like equipment and tools and parts. And no, there's full-blown projects. Yep. I mean, it's just insane.
Well, speaking of hot rod, like we're watching the other night on Roadkill, one of our favorite shows. They went to SEMA and swapped an engine, did an engine swap right there at SEMA. So they do all kind of crazy car stuff. So that's on our list. SEMA would be awesome someday. So I guess that makes it my turn. Another one I'm sure you won't have because this one's kind of generic. I mean, I got a few locations around the U.S. Not very many.
You're a generic person.
I am a generic person. My bucket list is fairly short, actually, because I'm pretty satisfied I don't have this ton of things that I just want to do. But there's so many destinations just in Texas I'd like to see. I can pick up a Texas monthly magazine or Texas Highways and just see all this cool stuff I'd just like to go see. And I can't even give you exact location, but West Texas and like Big Bend and East Texas, and just I could pick up those places. I like to go see the Texas School Book Depository. Suppository, that sounds bad.
What is it?
It's something you stick up your rear.
No, where Texas what?
School Book of Dallas, where they shot, where Lee Harvey Oswald was.
Okay, I didn't even know what that was. You said that, and I was like, you want to go somewhere where you get textbooks?
Yeah, well, there's a museum up there about it. So, anyway, just little road trips around Texas, places that are interesting. I'd like to take time and do that because there's so much stuff that you don't have to travel far to see. That's really cool. So I know it's a kind of a vague bucket list item, but stuff I haven't seen around Texas, around our state, I'd love to see.
And I'd love to see any of this stuff. If I could have got away with it, I would have wrote 100 things. So,
been a 10-part podcast.
And I'm going to kind of group the next two things together because I have so many things. So, the first thing I have on here is Roadkill Nights. Roadkill is a TV show we watch on Motor Trend On Demand and Motor Trend, and they do epic road trips in cars that should not be road tripped, and they throw the cars together in 2 days and just take off across the country. And that's what they do. And then the other one is the Hoonigan Barnyard Bash. And I went to Hoonigan is a big automotive channel on YouTube, and they build crazy cars, and they drive cars in unethical manners and really destroy it. They call it hooning the cars, and they do that. But I don't have a write-up for the Hoonigan Barnyard Bash, and so I'll read you the Roadkill one. This is the Roadkill one. It's called Roadkill Nights. Roadkill Nights, powered by Dodge, returns to M1 karting course in Pontiac, Michigan, and will include drag racing on Woodward Avenue. There will be celebrities, freestyle motocross exhibitions, and top fuel dragsters doing burnouts. So it's all on public street. It's all on the iconic Woodward Avenue where cars have been tested for years. And so that's basically it on that. And the Barnyard Bash is just a big burnout course, and that's all they do. They drive the mess out of cars like they shouldn't be driven. A lot of
drifting and burnouts, and a lot of craziness. Lots of tire smoke. Okay, then my next item I could probably put on the whole Texas list, but it's specific. That's another one. It's so generic and easy. We hadn't made it yet, but I want to go to Cadillac Ranch. I just want to see it, which is up near Amarillo, outside where I got the Cadillacs. They're buried in the ground, and it's just just a stop on the side of the road. It's pretty much nothing, but I want to see it in person. So that's on my bucket list. I want to see Cadillac Ranch.
It's so funny. I can picture us going to Cadillac Ranch. It'll be like a National Lampoon's movie. They'll get all excited, and we'll all get out of the van and go, "Yep."
Yeah.
Just sit there going, "Yep."
Yep.
Tumbleweed blows across the.
We'll have a spray paint. We'll spray paint our name.
Yeah.
I'll be able to say I went, and all will be right with the world.
And y'all hear a lot of clanking in the background. It's because it's almost supper time, and we hungry.
Yeah, we hungry. So what's up on your list next time? Next.
Well, you might have this on your list, but I doubt you'll have it on your list. And I don't really have a write-up on it. We'll just talk about it. I want to go to Shelby American in Las Vegas.
That's the last one on my list.
It is?
That is the last thing up on my list. So yeah, I did put Shelby on my list.
Yeah, Shelby American is the headquarters where they build some of the iconic Shelby Mustangs, and it's like a museum, and they build cars. It's a garage. It's everything you want, and it's all was started by Carroll Shelby, the iconic race car driver and Mustang builder. And most of y'all probably have heard Shelby and wondered what it is. Well, he's the guy that started the GT500 Mustangs.
Yep.
That's why the GT500 says Shelby on it.
Yep. So I'd like to see Shelby American. I did put that on my list too. Pretty awesome. So my next one, I'm gonna go overseas. I don't have but a couple of items, 2 or 3 places overseas I like to see.
I have like 7.
You have like 7, okay. Well, the one that's at top of my list is Rome. Because there's not a lot of places, but I really like to go to Italy and see Rome. Just the Colosseum and Vatican and all the history that's in Rome. I would really like to go and just see it. Just it's one of there's 3 places on my list that's overseas, and that's one of them. That's at the top. For obvious reasons.
I'd want to go there for the food.
No, that sounds good. Down with that.
I'm too hungry, y'all. It just ain't even right.
What's next on your list then?
I don't know if this will be on your list. It could have been, but I doubt it. Is Hennessy.
Don't have Hennessy.
I want to go see Hennessy, and I do have a little paragraph here. I don't know if this is boring people, but I'm going to read it anyway. John Hennessy and the Hennessy Performance Engineer HPE team have been making fast cars go faster since 1991. It operates from a 51,000 square foot workshop and showroom facility situated on 142 acres along Interstate 10 near Sealy, Texas. That's about 45 minutes west of Houston. It offers a wide variety of dyno-proven, track-tested, high-performance engine upgrades, and that's really all I'll read about that. They have a proving ground and drag race facility on site.
So I got to ask you one question. If you're going to go there, do you want to go see the mattress factory too?
No.
Sealy mattresses. That's where they make them. That's why they call it Sealy.
No.
Come on, let's be iconic.
Hennessy makes some of the most insane cars you've ever seen. They built a car. They tried to. They broke the top speed record in their Hennessy Venom one time. They have. If you've seen the new Jeep Gladiators with the truck bed on the back of it, well, they put 700 horsepower in one of those. The new GT500 when it come out, they instantly thought 700 and whatever horsepower it had wasn't enough, and they've added more horsepower. Just the other day, they got the first C8 Corvette over 200 miles an hour. So, they build, crazy cars. 6x6 trucks. I don't know. You may have seen one of the 6x6 trucks because Post Malone owns one, but
be cool.
That's in Sealy, Texas, by the way.
That's close too. That is actually close to us. Okay, so my next item on the list, I'm still overseas, and this one's kind of, I don't know. It's just a kind of a destination to me. I like to go see Dubai. I'm not much on the Middle East and all that stuff. No, I think it's a messed up area, but Dubai, you see it in the opulence, and you probably can afford to visit there for more than a day, if a day.
It depends on, talking about being rough, where it depends on where you're at.
It does depend where you're at, and they got that indoor ski mountain over in Dubai.
Oh yeah,
and they got just insane everything. So I'd just be able to say I went to Dubai just see it.
And that is definitely a bucket list thing. It's just expensive to go to Dubai no matter what.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You can stay in the most ratchet hotel and spend tons of money.
Yep, because that is a rich city, along with a lot of those cities, Dubai or Abu Dhabi or whatever. But Dubai is on my list. And
that was kind of on my list too. And I found this through one of my YouTube channels. It's called 9th Degree Car Tours. It's out of Dubai, and they have a fleet of supercars, and they let you drive it, and you convoy with a bunch of people to racetracks and different things. And I got this little right up here. The 9th Degree Supercar Tours was launched in August of 2018 as a branch of the 9th Degree Supercar events in Dubai. Using the expertise of the supercar industry and more than 3 years' experience in organizing large rallies and events, we want to bring the luxury and exhilaration that supercar owners experience to a wider market. Using Dubai, the home of the luxury car market, as our base, we show visitors and residents the mostly unseen areas of the United Arab Emirates while driving a supercar of their choice. So, yeah, you get to drive supercars. That YouTuber I watched, they're even doing, letting people drive F1 cars on the racetrack, and they did, he drove some of the most ridiculous supercars, and yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I think Dubai would be cool. So, does that mean you're up or I'm up? I guess you're up.
I just did mine. You did yours, and I kind of followed, segued.
Well, then my last overseas adventure, and I know it's on your list too, but I get to say it first, is to go to the Nurburgring, which is in Germany. It's a 13-mile racetrack. All the manufacturers go and they prove their cars there, and you can pay, you can drive it. I'd like to drive it. I'd like to ride to somebody who knows how to drive, which would probably be scary. But
luckily they do that every day.
Yeah, but the Nurburgring in Germany, it's just an iconic racetrack. It's dangerous. They call it the green hell. Is that what they call it?
I'll read you this thing.
Cody has a write up. So,
and after this write up, we'll take our first break. And I want to go, and it's not just Nurburgring. If I'm gonna go to Nurburgring, I want to go to Nordschleife road course. So that's the big track.
Yeah.
But this is what it says. Since its construction from 1925 to 1927, the Nordschleife has enjoyed a reputation as a terrifying and merciless route through the Eiffel Forest. An English journalist who visited the Nordschleife during the opening race on 18 June 1927 even concluded that it seemed as if a reeling, drunken giant had been sent out to determine the route. The Formula One pilot Sir John Young Jackie Stewart said after winning 3 times in 1969, 1971, 1973 in Formula One, was so impressed by the circuit that he gave it the name which it probably will never lose, the Green Hell. And that is in Nurburgring, England. So I think that's it for this half of the podcast. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, and we're back with the rest of this podcast. We might end up having to do another parts of this podcast at some point in the future, but we will continue on. So, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go ahead and go first.
Okay, here we go. The next one I want to go to is not in the United States, and I really want to go. I want to go to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. The Goodwood Festival of Speed is the biggest hill climb event in the world. They have supercars. They have race cars, cars from every manufacturer. They have classic cars, and they all do is hill climb. It's a time trial, and it's actually a driveway to a castle or a house. And this is what I found. It says the Festival of Speed is the largest motoring garden party in the world. An incredible 4 days that brings together an impossibly heady mix of cars, stars, and motorsports royalty to create the largest car culture event in the world. It's held in the immaculate grounds of Goodwood House. The annual hill climb event is a true celebration of motorsports and all things automotive. And that is at the Goodwood House in West Sussex, England.
Cool. Yeah, that does look cool. Seen the videos on that. Okay, so my next item, I know it's going to be on your list, but it's to go to Pikes Peak.
Yes.
Here in Colorado, where they have the famous Pikes Peak hill climb, where they race up Pikes Peak, up the mountain, and it's dangerous, and it's beautiful, and it's not that, not impossible to go to. We just haven't made it there either, but I would like to drive up Pikes Peak and see it and get a donut at the top.
Pikes Peak is on my list, and I want to go, and I feel like it's kind of likely we'd go. So I put Pikes Peak and Pikes Peak Hill Climb together. And the Pikes Peak Hill Climb, the Broadmoor Pikes Peak International Hill Climb, brought to you by Gran Turismo, also known as the Race to the Clouds, is an invitational automobile hill climb to the summit of Pikes Peak, America's mountain in Colorado, USA, held on the last Sunday of August. So, I can't even remember what I picked. I said I was going to do this one, this one, this one, and this one. So, if you want to do something else, you can.
Well, then I'll make this easy on you. And another one that I know you're going to have, because I'm down to 2 on my list, would be go to Barrett-Jackson in Scottsdale, Arizona. Barrett-Jackson is the largest collector car auction in the world.
Man, I forgot
and they
that
do,
one.
You don't have it?
Yeah, I forgot to write it down.
Oh my God, okay. Well, then it's mine, even though Cody would want to go too. You've seen it on TV. It's on Discovery Channel. They have a whole weekend or whole week of it. But they do it in Scottsdale, Arizona. They do it in Florida, and they do it in Las Vegas or somewhere now, or up north.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I want to go to Scottsdale, Arizona. It's just a massive auction, which sounds kind of boring, but the cars that come through there, especially on like Friday and Saturday when it's their prime time major shows, us where the big money switches hands, and
yeah,
I'd want to see Barrett-Jackson.
And it's not just that they do a car show; they do autocross racing and ride-alongs and all kinds of stuff during that too. Yeah, I definitely want to go to that, and I just forgot to put it on the list. I knew it was getting long, and I just stopped.
Yeah.
So, I want to. My next thing I'm gonna put is I want to go to Monte Carlo in Monaco. And Monaco, they hold the Monaco Grand Prix there, and it's a really high-end country, but expensive. The town Monte Carlo is where all the money is, and that's raced on. They do a Grand Prix. It's raced on the streets as supercar places, as millionaires with underground hidden garages and all that stuff. And yeah, that's it. I ain't really gonna read this. Just talking about how Monaco's the second smallest independent state in the world. Gamblers and millionaires like to go there. And yeah, it's a major banking center, closely guarded the privacy of its clients, and Monaco does not levy income taxes on its residents.
I've seen the pictures and the videos, and it's pretty awesome, and it's beautiful, and that'd be cool.
Don't forget the yachts.
And the yachts, that's right. So my last item on my list is another Homer deal. It's generic. It's something everybody wants, but I like to see Washington D.C. I'd like to go and see the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial and all that stuff, and just see the Capitol. And that's I think it'd be really cool to go see the nation's capital.
Mm-hmm. That would be awesome.
So that's my last bucket list item for me.
And this will be the last one I'll go over today. And this one's not car related and way different than anything I posted. I want to see Dolly Parton at the Grand Ole Opry.
That's a good one.
I've watched a lot of shows. We've watched a lot of shows together on Dolly Parton recently, and I am convinced that she's the single greatest person to ever live. Well, to live in my lifetime. She's the single greatest person living right now. And I think she's just awesome. Some people think she's kind of show-offy, and yeah, she is. She even states that she is. She wanted the whole get up, all the stuff people say about her. And she wanted to be like a doll, and she wanted to be a performer, and she did that. She went out there and accomplished that all on her own. She came from nothing. She accomplished all that on her own, and she's a performer, so she's supposed to show off and stuff. And then she also has balanced out all that stuff with being real down to earth and helping charities and donating books to kids, and she's just all around awesome. And I would absolutely love to see her at the Grand Ole Opry, or see her, period.
No, that's a good one. That is a good one. Because she's definitely flamboyant and showy, but if you see her interviewed, she's very genuine as well.
And a lot of people are like, why? She's like, I've heard people about other artists too. If they are singers, they're supposed to perform. That's their job, so.
Yep, and she's always in character.
It's always in character. There's lots of people that have never seen her out of character.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
So that is it for our discussion part of the podcast. I don't know if we'll do another one, but if you look at the screen right now, here's the list of things that are on my list that I haven't talked about. And so that's it for this, and we'll be back with our next segment in just a minute. Hey everybody, we're back. We're back with the Guess the Car Sound segment. If you've seen our last two videos, you'd know that's where we pick a car and the other person guesses it. Well, we're going to do it a little different this week. Where we each picked, since we're doing bucket lists and stuff, a dream car. But the dream car has to be practical and something you can live with every day. So that is that's what we're doing today. So I'll let Daddy start because mine's will be a little weird.
Okay, well, I picked two, in a way, three cars, but I couldn't necessarily narrow to one. And they're not too insane. One would just be a Mustang GT. I've daily driven a couple of V6 Mustangs. One 2006 I had. That was just my daily work car, and then the car that Cody's sister drives right now, the 2014, which is a great running, nice little car. So I would daily drive one of those again. Mm-hmm. The thing is, it's not real practical. It's for just one person.
I was about to say, you live with the rest of your life once you get a family one day.
So if it's a bucket list dream car, but I'm going to live with it, it's not even a car. My vehicle is an F-150, but it'd either be a Celine sport truck or a Shelby Super Snake F-150.
Make sure it's 4-door.
Exactly. You can get either one of those in a 4-door. The Celine, you can get up to 700 horsepower, the supercharged 5.0 V8. The Shelby, I think you can get up to 770 horsepower. Two-wheel drive, super crew truck. Honestly, I think I like the Shelby name more, but I looked at pictures and the Celine's a better looking truck in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not quite as gaudy looking as a Shelby is. So either one of those, you can get all kind of options, different engines. But to be a bucket list deal, you could haul the whole family. You can still tow a trailer. I don't go off road, so I don't need 4-wheel drive. But it'd be like the modern Lightning pickup.
The Shelby truck's 4-wheel drive too.
You can get it in 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive.
Is because
exactly
because it's based. They do. It's made for off-roading. The truck actually is. It has a lot of suspension options.
4 different trucks now.
Really?
Yes. There's a 2-wheel. There's a 4x4s, but there's a 2-wheel drive.
Isn't there a Raptor version too?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
But I want the 2-wheel drive. I want the one that's like a Lightning truck. Yeah. And you can get 4-wheel drive Celine as well. But I want the 2-wheel drive. I want the Lightning.
And I can't hold this up good, so hopefully you can hear it. And my car actually has a sound, and I'm going to kind of try to guess it. And this is the one car I picked, but then I realized there's more. But here we go. Oh. Don't look at my screen.
Okay, I'm not looking. I don't know. Daily.
I'll play it one more time. You ain't gonna guess it.
Okay. Don't know. It's not a Urus. If it's practical.
You guessed it.
Is it really?
It's a Urus.
Oh man, to me it didn't sound like it, but yeah. That's the one I thought that you'd probably pick.
Does a Urus on launch control. A Urus is the new Lamborghini crossover SUV they have. It looks like a Lambo. It has the power of a Lambo. It has 4 doors. It can go off-road a little bit, and it can haul a family and all your groceries. It has like over 600 horsepower, and that's what I picked. The other car I had is a new car, but I thought you could daily it, but then I was like, in a few years you're probably gonna have to cancel it because it's a hybrid. But the new Porsche Cayenne Turbo SE hybrid, whatever the whole title is of the car, I picked that one. And then I had older cars. I can't even think now. I had a Harley Davidson truck on my list.
See, I kind of thought Harley Davidson truck too, but that's where I went with the Shelby or the Celine, because I wanted something newer. I mean, I daily a 4-cylinder Fox body, but you know. The
pinnacle of my list would be the Rolls Royce Wraith or the Rolls Royce Cullinan, but yeah.
I can't believe I guessed yours. I just didn't think it sounded like one.
That was on launch. It was from inside the car too.
Okay, so. That makes a difference then. That was BY. Well, cool. So that'll be our bucket list daily drivers.
Yep. And that's it for this segment. And we'll be back in just 1 second with our last little bit. Okay, everyone, we're back with our Friday wrap-up thing where we just say where we've been, what we've been doing, what's been happening. So, this past week I got new batteries for my power chair because it's been running out of batteries on me. Let's see, I have been trying to promote my YouTube this week. I am trying to hit 100 subscribers. I had 41 subscribers yesterday and I have 42 today. So people need to please subscribe to it because it actually helps. It helps a lot. That happened, and then you can say what you go say.
The only thing different, I've been fortunate to work from home for the past several weeks, maybe 5 or 6 weeks now, a month and a half roughly, and it's been getting a little busier actually at work. So. Everything's opening up. I've gone back to work starting today. Wearing a mask and social distance and staying as safe as possible. Luckily things have been fairly quiet where I work, so hopefully it stays that way. But I'm been really enjoying working from home. But I'm back back at the shop. So see how that goes. And
thank you so much, Richard Carr in Waco, Texas, for letting my dad work from home. It was good, and it keeps me from getting sick, and so that's good. And thank whatever your boss's first name is for letting you stay home. What's his name? First
Dennis.
Name? Dennis.
Yep.
Thank you, Dennis, for letting Daddy stay home and work from home. I know it's not the most ideal situation, but you know. And
at least I was able to, and I was working still. I just wasn't working at work. So,
and that's what's been going on. And I'll say one more thing because you'll find out about before you see this video. My sister just got accepted to the University of Mary Hardin Baylor in Belton, Texas.
Go Crew! So she's looking. She's not planning to start in the fall semester. She's going to go to community college, junior college, one more semester and knock out some more of her basics. And then likely start in the spring semester of 2021.
That's going to be
awesome. Mary Hardin Baylor in Belton.
And so that's all we have for you this time. We'll see you next week. And I can't scroll to see the other part.
Oh, I got it. Make sure you follow Project Maynard Sting on Facebook at Project Maynard Sting, on Instagram at Project Maynard Sting, YouTube by searching Project Maynard Sting, and on Twitter at Project Maynard 1. Thank you so much for listening and watching if you're watching on YouTube.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next. Bye.
Bye.